Seemingly, from what we see on the press and various sources,
Yes.
this scheme seemed to have targeted Seventh-day Adventist church members.
Yeah, it is true.
Yes.
Because we came to know Opticoin through the church leadership. Because the propagators or those who are promoting the scheme are our leaders, our church leaders, my pastors. And it is unfortunate because, you see, the devil is so cunning.
Yes.
Now, when we talk about church fellowship,
Yes.
there's a lot of trust.
Yes.
Trust between church members, trust between members and the pastors and the church leadership. And so if we are not careful, and I would say at some point we were not so careful as church leaders, church elders, and church pastors, and also members at large. Now, the financial predators, in a Ponzi scheme, the intention, it is to take money from people. That has always been the intention. Anybody who is running a Ponzi scheme, the intention is to steal.
Yes.
Now, the reason as to why it came to church members, so they leveraged the trust issue.
Yes.
Because if my pastor is the one promoting Opticoin, I trust my pastor so much. So whatever he says, to me it will appear to be God sent. So that trust. So when the pastor promotes, then okay, now this is pastor saying, so it's something I would want to venture into. Again, the trust between church members and the trust between that community, because we are a community of believers. So I think that's how they leveraged that. Eventually, the church members found themselves where we are now. Yes.
But here we're talking about rates of 70%.
Yes.
Over 45 days.
Yes.
Shouldn't that have raised red flags for anybody?
I think the vulnerability, it's manifold here. We can talk about it. It's by and large, people became just vulnerable. We have two groups of people here.
Vulnerable or greedy?
Now that's why I said we have two groups of people who are affected.
Okay.
They are the innocent ones, especially from the villages.
Yes.
People who didn't even have money.
Okay.
Who had even to borrow to invest.
Okay.
Okay.
So some people borrowed to invest.
Many people borrowed to invest.
Okay.
Yes. People would borrow 40,000, 80,000, 360,000 because they were borrowing in multiples of 40,000. Yeah. And we have another group of greedy people.
Yeah.
People who can never have enough. Because there is a case of someone who was given more than 1 million, 2 million. Someone with 2 million. And you are risking 2 million just because you want in 40 days to have 4 million. Now, there's a greedy person, and we had also an innocent person. Yes, we have two groups. So greed and vulnerability again. Yes.
So Peter, you talked about the issue of trust.
Yes.
As being a key element for people becoming victims of schemes, that people will not question leadership, especially in our country.
Yes.
Pastors are put on a pedestal.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe talk to me about that.
Basically,
yeah,
the church and the purpose of the church and why we have a church, especially the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Our call is not to church those who have no churches, but it is to prepare a people to meet with their God. That is the sole reason as to why the church exists. But when we say the church has become a hunting ground, we are talking of people being scammed. For instance, let us use that word.
Yeah.
It's a big word. Being scammed within the church. Okay? Now, number one, when you believed on when you became a member of your church, for instance, I worship at MBSDA Church.
Yes.
That is a community that I value. I feel comfortable when I'm amongst them.
You have an affinity to them.
Yes. When I visit with them in their houses, I can relate with them.
Yes.
I can freely eat even in their houses.
So
that's a community. Yeah, people
closely,
I know.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's another family.
Yes.
Okay, it's another family. So the issue of trust here is what has led us this far as far as the Opticoin thing is concerned. Because one, we trust one another. We trust our church leaders. We trust our church pastors. So that trust, if it is not taken care of, or rather, if it is we are not careful, the devil now comes in through that, and that's how they have. We have come to a point where, because of that trust, we believe in everything that a church elder or a church pastor says, either on the pulpit or through a WhatsApp message, because we believe in them.
You remind me of
Yes,
Jesus saying, the hireling does not care for the sheep, but he says he lays down his life for the sheep.
Yes. That is, and that shows the difference between. You see, anybody who is elected or appointed to be a church pastor or a church elder, that's a delegated duty.
Yes.
Spiritual duty.
You're an under shepherd.
Yes.
Yes.
Because to the church members, I would tell them that Jesus is the bishop of our souls. The bishop of our souls is the sole archbishop as far as the issue of faith is concerned. But now, because of this delegated and the authority that God has given to the church leadership, now statements like, allow me to read this one.
Sure.
God showed me this opportunity. Those are some of the slogans that church pastors and church elders were using was saying to the church members to lure them into joining the Opticoin. Another one would tell them, this is for the kingdom financing. Some even would go as far as, because of the economy, the tithes and the offerings, the kitty, the trust funds are not as much as they used to be before, because people have been affected financially, and of course others have decided not to give anyway because of maybe the hardship and so forth. So when an opportunity came, and then they were told, now we are going to give you money, you're going to get money when you invest in the Opticoin scheme, and then you'll be able to support the ministry.
So it's spiritual gaslighting.
Yes.
Because we know fundamentally that the work of God is financed by our giving.
Of course.
And so they tell you, God has shown me this opportunity. This is a way of you financing the kingdom. So really, you're taking a good thing, misconstruing it and making it positive. That's what you're saying.
That is it.
So that you can pay 10% from your 70% return.
Kabisa. Unaona sasa? And then they would finally say to them, don't miss this blessing.